I found this prayer of thanks written by Longchenpa. And it's something that I wish to cultivate more in my life, is more and more gratitude. Gratitude of the miracle of life, of the miracle of having one moment of health, the miracle of having one moment of contentment, the miracle of having one moment of having our stomach satisfied and full. So many miracles, so much to give thanks for. So this is a prayer written by Longchenpa, a prayer of thankfulness. Attacked by afflictions, we discover the Dharma and find the path to enlightenment. Thank you, all malignant forces. When sadness invades the mind, we discover the Dharma and we encounter true happiness. Thank you all, sadness. Because of the harm caused by evil spirits, we discover the Dharma and we encounter the state beyond fear. Thank you all, demons and ghosts. Because of other people's hatred, we discover the Dharma and we encounter the benefit of true happiness. Thank all of you that hate me. Because of cruel adversities, we discover the Dharma and encounter the unchangeable path. Thank you, all of my adversities. Through being oppressed by others, we discover the Dharma and encounter the essential significance of life. Thank all of you that have conducted me to this path. We dedicate all of our merit to you, to thank you for your kindness. You know, it's really true. When we reflect on what has brought us to the path, it's so often difficulties, it's so often adversity, it's so often suffering that we've experienced. And at the time, we perceive those with our dualistic minds as being something bad, something negative. But if we look at it from a wisdom point of view, it's those difficulties that force us to grow. It's those hardships that force us to find the Dharma. So in fact, we should have profound gratitude to all the difficulties, all the sickness, all the illness, all the hardship that's brought us to our spiritual path. So we started reading last week about the completion stage after we've recited the mantra. So at the end of the mantra recitation, Tara's form dissolves into emptiness. And at this moment, we recite the syllable Ah, the essence of emptiness, 3 times. Then we rest in effortless, non-dual awareness until thoughts begin to arise again. The next moment represents a critical point in the practice, because the arising of concepts marks the closure of the non-dual, conceptless completion stage meditation. But it is in the opening of another phase of meditation in which all forms are experienced as the body of the deity, all sounds as the speech of the deity, and all thoughts as the mind of the deity. This recognition of the pure nature of phenomena, beyond any stain of attachment or aversion, awareness beyond any trace of confusion, is the key point of Vajrayana deity practice. So after we've meditated with our form as the form of Tara, reciting the mantra, then we recite the syllable Ah 3 times, and we just simply rest our mind. We might have an experience of conceptlessness for an extended period of time or for a short period of time. If we do, we just rest in that without any clinging, without any ideas. Then, as thoughts begin to arise again, as they always do, we don't have aversion for the thoughts. We also see them as emptiness. And we direct our mind at this point towards the meditation between sessions, that we try to recognize all forms as form inseparable from emptiness, all sounds as sound inseparable from emptiness, and all thoughts as thought inseparable from emptiness. One nice way to imagine that is you imagine the ocean. When the ocean's calm, there's no ripples, no waves. That's the conceptless meditation. But if there's a little bit of agitation, start to appear some ripples and some waves, those ripples and waves are like thoughts. But notice that the thoughts were never separate from the water, from the ocean of emptiness. It's just a form that they took. In the same way, the conceptless meditation of the completion stage, and then when concepts arise, there's no difference in the sense that they're both emptiness. They never separated from the ocean of emptiness. So when thoughts arise, we recognize them as inseparable from emptiness, just another form or expression of emptiness. So when we go to the meditation between sessions, we hold the pure perception of form, sound, and thought as the display of the enlightened body, speech, and mind of Tara. We integrate the practice into our daily life. Chagdud Rinpoche emphasizes this aspect because formal sitting practice is not enough. If one climbs a mountain 1 hour a day and rests on the plateau for the other 23, the ascent will be very slow. Ideally, meditation should be sustained not only in sitting and daily life practice, but throughout the day, but also throughout the night. When Tara dream yoga can be practiced by those who have received instructions. There is a beautiful, beautiful dream yoga practice in the context of the Red Tara that Rinpoche taught, and also Lama Tsering is teaching. I'm not sure if Nyingma Rinpoche is teaching it or not, but it's a wonderful practice that if you have the opportunity to go do this practice with Lama Tsering, you learn how to incorporate your spiritual practice into your nighttime sleeping experience. One of the aspects of that practice is recognizing the dream, developing lucidity in the dream, and at some point actually doing practice during your dream time, which is an amazing, wonderful practice. So for now, if you haven't received those instructions, just pray at night when you go to bed. May I have good dreams. May I have auspicious dreams. And if possible, may I recognize that I'm dreaming. We call lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a very important part of our spiritual practice. And it's said in a number of sutras and tantras that if we have some experience of lucidity when we dream, then for sure we will have experience of lucidity in the bardo after our death. So it's a very important and profound practice. If one falters in such extensive meditation, at least one should turn one's mind toward practice as often as possible throughout the day. Rinpoche has said that even a passing insect may receive benefit from one's mantra or compassionate wishes. He encourages everyone to lose no opportunity to create virtue through offering, purification, and dedication. In the words of Shakyamuni Buddha, tame your own mind, do no harm whatsoever, practice virtue thoroughly. Those were Buddha's words when he was asked how most concisely he would explain the Buddhist path. And he responded, tame your own mind. Do no harm whatsoever. Practice virtue thoroughly. Speaking of practicing virtue thoroughly, the first year of the pandemic, we had the collective merit that the government was able to offer a generous stipend to those people that were in need. I think it was 650 reais a month, 600 reais a month for some people, depending on how many children they had. And people were able to make it through the first year comfortably. At least the majority of people didn't seem to be having issues with hunger. This time around, the government's not being able to be as generous, and the monthly allowance has been cut to 250 reais from what I'm hearing, which means people aren't having enough money to eat. So those of us that do have a little bit more condition, it's important that we make merit and we remember other people's suffering and try to share what we can. However, there's a dilemma because we're also trying not to go out and do things that aren't absolutely necessary, if possible. So I'm trying to find out if there's a way that we can make donations directly to the Hare Krishnas for their food offering activities that they do downtown here in Curitiba, or if there's a way to send donations directly to the Kufa, which is the favela group that takes food to people in the communities in the favelas. And also, I noticed that Banji TV has an app that you can download and make donations of food to Banji TV, and they're distributing it to the people that are in need. So it's very important at this time to think about those people that don't have enough. It's going to be a difficult period of time. And if we all collaborate a little bit, then hopefully we can pacify their hunger and suffering.